Hey friends, so welcome to Perfection IAS, and as promised earlier, we are here with the Human Development chapter, that is chapter number 6 of Economic Survey, and we are here completing the Economic Survey series for Bpsc 66, and people who are new to this particular platform, there's an important note that we are into completing the economic survey in 11 video series, and for which the 5 video series have been uploaded, and chapter number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which talks about agriculture, enterprise sector, labor, employment and migration, infrastructure and rural development respectively, is uploaded. And this sixth chapter of human development, which again we'll be seeing with the perspective of the economic survey of Bihar, will be dealt in detail over here. So introduction, as I said earlier, is an important area. So the economic development in Bihar have been characterized predominantly by the development of social sector like health, education and social welfare, including social security. In the last 8 years, these bold points and the points which we find very important are usually in these bold letters. So please have a special look on this. In the last 8 years, the level of per capita development expenditure in Bihar have been growing at a rate of 14.2% compared to national average of 13.3%. A potential question. Please do understand that these sort of facts are put to confuse you, and they may ask that the national average, the per capita development expenditure vis-a-vis national average of Bihar is low. No, Bihar is higher. So we know the fact that it's 14.2 of Bihar, and the national average is 13.3. So please have a look at this in a very peculiar manner, so that the not only fact is being remembered, but also you need to understand the trend. These data talks about the development story of Bihar. So you need to understand that particular story, and that's the reason we are doing this complete detailing and complete analysis of this particular economic survey. Then again, the health sector in the state received mixed response in three crucial development like outcome, that is IMR, the industry institutional deliveries, and the infrastructure. So IMR stands for infant mortality rate. So these are important points which you can just go through. The box says that the concept of human development throw light on total development of human being by considering improvement in all these three sectors, talking about economic, social, cultural, educational, and the health and civic conditions. So these important sectors will be dealt again here vis-a-vis what is being given in the economic survey of Bihar. And for the people, or for the students who do not know what human development is, please have a look at the concept of human development. That's a very easy and very simple concept which talks about how can we assess, how can we create an index so that the development of human is measured, which again is a subjective analysis. So again, this subjective analysis is put in a fashion where some objective criteria is being mentioned, and objective criteria is being measured, and with the measurement of those objective criteria, the subjectiveness of human development is being dealt. So you need to understand that in a very simple format. Now coming back to the text which talks about human development. So first is health scenario, and again health is very important indicators which talks about the personal status of well-being, and the health population in district is a key issue of public policy discourse in every society. The second point talks about for the proper health care, four criteria is important. First is universal access. So again, if health services are not available to each and everyone, if a person in Patna and a person in somewhere in Bihar at the corner of the village is not having some an access to the basic health care, then that's a place where government fails. So first important point, universal access is very basic for health. Then second is fair distribution of financial cost. Third is providing training for competence and accountability. Again, because of the many quacks basically in the rural Bihar working. So these proper training and competition competence and accountability of these so-called doctors are also very important, and special attention to vulnerable groups such as children, women, disabled and aged. So with these four important points, four criteria, the state government is working on to strengthen the primary, secondary and the tertiary sector, which is being dealt in this particular point. Please just go through this particular point on the health. And again, this wonderful sort of flow chart which talks about the infrastructure, where the resources, skilled workforce and the basically the use of electronic system for the improvement of health infrastructure is very very important. Why? Because again, that creates a transparency as well as accountability and public health organization. These four are very key to the infrastructural improvement of the health sector. So Bihar has third largest population in country, coupled with the widespread poverty. To provide adequate health services to such population, it's extremely necessary to have a strong healthcare infrastructure. And with that, we have also program of immunization, which is effectively an event targeting immunization program that impacts towards reducing the burden of vaccine preventable disease. So again, if you are immunized, obviously the preventable disease again can be tackled at the first place before occurring, and very greatly contributing in achieving the sustainable development goal for reducing IMR to 25 per thousand live births by 2030. That's an important point which you need to remember, and that is the sustainable development target of goal for reducing infant mortality rate is 25 per thousand birth by the year 2030. Important fact, please underline it. And the immunization drive 2.0 will also provide vaccine for two other diseases. Again, an important point, these two diseases are Haemophilus influenza and Japanese encephalitis. So these two, apart from those seven, these two are also added in that, so please take a note on it. Now, next program under human development here mentioned in the economic survey is Lohiya Swachh Bihar Abhiyan, and basically this tackles sanitization problem in Bihar. And this Lohiya Swachh Bihar Abhiyan for rural areas and Shauchalaya Nirman for urban Yojana is a very important program. And please have a look at this particular text. And it talks that till September 2019, a total of 1.13 crore individual household latrines have been constructed in 38 districts, declaring 38,691 villages and 534 blocks as open defecation free. Again, these petty facts could be potential questions, so you need to remember it, you need to write it down. Why? Because again, these sort of facts could be there and it may create a sense of confusion if you answer questions. Now next section talks about education, art, culture and youth. And under this midday meal scheme is a very important scheme, a very sort of a pivot around which all this scheme runs, and the scheme of national programming for nutritional support to primary education. And this is the name of midday meal scheme, but we really don't know it through this particular name, but through the common catchword, buzzword is midday meal scheme. But the name, the textual name of this particular scheme is National Program for Nutritional Support to Primary Education, and was launched on August 15, 1995. Very important, on the Independence Day of 1995. The objective of scheme is to provide nutritional meal to children in government and aided school to increase enrollment, reduce dropout rate and improve nutritional status of children in the school. So then we have Samragya Shiksha Abhiyan, and again it was launched in this the part of the Samrag means totaling. And again they are different, this again is an umbrella program under which different programs are being run. And Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan RUSA, which was launched in 2013, is a centrally sponsored scheme which aims to provide strategic funding and it eligible the higher education institution in different state. And the funding norm is basically 60 to 40, that is 60% is given by the center and 40% given by the state government. So friends, now Talking about higher education, again this text says that with an estimate of population of young age population between 18 to 23 to be around 11.8 billion, Bihar needs to create adequate opportunity for higher education. So higher education is not only important just to provide create an skillful human resource, but also to provide just this is also an essential point where the whole growth story of Bihar is lacking. So Bihar now has 879 colleges and 33 university, of which 28 are traditional university and one of them is an open university. And again this again is a potential question that what is the number of university per 1 lakh population of Bihar. The answer for that would be 7. So per 1 lakh population, 7 universities are there in Bihar. So that's a fact which you can go through. Then art, culture and youth. The youth population constitute a critical segment for future social, economic, political and development depends. India is one of the youngest nation in the world with 27.5% of the population belonging to age group of 15 to 29, and in Bihar the share is 24.2. So Bihar is the youngest state of India. You need to remember that. And 24.2 mean almost 1/4 of Bihar is in the year 15 to 29. So you need to go through this. Then we have social welfare schemes, and under the social welfare scheme, government have Chief Minister Merit Scholarship Scheme, under which the scholarship which was started in year 2008 and 9, a scholarship of 10,000 is given to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes students who have passed their 10th examination of Bihar board with the first division. Then we have Babu Jagjeevan Ram Chhatravas Construction Yojana, and then we have pre-examination coaching centers. So these are very important areas which you just need to go through. Then we have special programs for Mahadalits, and there are 2 important programs which are worth mentioning. First is Dashrath Manji Kaushal Vikas Yojana, and the second is Vikash Mitra. So these 2 important yojana you need to go through. Please have a look at this in the text. And then we have the welfare measure taken by backward class and extremely backward class are as followed. So there are again different welfare measures for the backward class and the extremely backward class. And then we have a Chief Minister extremely backward class civil merit scheme, and under this scheme rupees 1 lakh is given to student qualifying UPSC PT, and rupees 50,000 is given for student qualifying Bpsc PT. So if you have qualified for Bpsc PT and if you are in extremely backward sections or extremely backward class or backward class community, if you belong to that, obviously you can claim these benefits for better preparation of examination, for better preparation of mains examination. The Chief Minister backward class and extremely backward class hostel grant scheme, again under this scheme 1,000 is given per student per month. That also is a very important scheme. So these facts, the amount of money 1,000 per month or 50,000 for UPSC 1 lakh for UPSC and 50,000 for Bpsc, these facts are very very important. Food grain scheme for backward classes and extremely backward class hostel. As per the scheme, 15 kg of food grain, 9 kg of rice and 6 kg of wheat is being supplied per student per month. Important, 15 kg is provided, 9 kg of rice, so more of rice and less of wheat. 6 kg of wheat is being given for one student. So it's a very important scheme, you can just go through. Then we have Chief Minister backward class, extremely backward class skill development training scheme, and it was started since 2017-18, and skill development training program for backward class and extremely backward class is being conducted at selected institution on the basis of domain skill by Department of Labor Resource. So then we have to achieve the achievement of department in recent year as follows. So again, there are different achievement also being mentioned in the this particular text of economic survey. And here we have Mukhyamantri Alpasankyak Kalyan Chhatravas Kanyadan Yojana. You just Kalyan Yojana, you can just go through this particular text. Then we have Mukhyamantri Alpasankyak Kalyan Chhatravas Anudan Yojana, again for rupees 1,000 per month to promote higher education. Then we have Bihar Rajya Madarsa Shiksha Suddhikaran Yojana, Sudharikaran Yojana. So just you can go through these particular text. There's nothing much important over here. What you need to know is the initiation year, like at what particular year this particular program was started, if the text gives that. So then at last but not the least is women, a section on women empowerment. And the concept of women empowerment has undergone considerable change for welfare oriented approach to equity approach. And again, it was at first a welfare approach, and now the concept of gender budgeting is also there in the Bihar budget. So again, there is a 360-degree change in what women empowerment was seen earlier and what women empowerment is being done by the government agency nowadays. So Bihar have been making various efforts to empower women in recent year. The state government, has prepared the Women Empowerment Policy 2015 and promote a center, gender resource center for looking for the gender related issue. So again, there are different programs, and the first, which is given in the economic survey, talks about Bihar Rural Livelihood Promotion Society. And this was talked in the chapter so this particular society was talked at length in the chapter of labor and migration. So you can have a look on that particular chapter. Then you have alternative banking, which have a keyword of bank hamara gaon. And business correspondent facilitate opening of 1.1 lakh 1.119 lakh individual account. Then we have digital financing under Jivika. As I have said, Jivika is umbrella. So again, a lot of programs are directly or indirectly linked to that particular important scheme. Then we have Satat Jivoparjan Yojana, started in 2018, and the objective is to cater the ultra poor household. So again, you need to know this particular fact. And then we have आरक्षित रोजगार महिलाओं का अधिकार, again under the सात निश्चय योजना, which is very very important योजना. So आरक्षित रोजगार महिलाओं का अधिकार, and it is one of the component of state government, and since 2016 35% reservation is given to women for recruitment in service of state government. So that's a very again golden opportunity for female students per se. And then we have Mukhyamantri Kosi Mulberry Pariyojana, basically for the improvement and to increase the production of silk. Then we have Mukhyamantri Kanya Vivah Yojana, Mukhyamantri Kanya Utthan Yojana, and then we have Mukhyamantri Nari Shakti Yojana. So you can just go through these particular text, and obviously PDF will be given in the link. And again, we have a section where which talks about question for main. So this is a very good compilation of 3 questions which can be practiced. And with this, friends, we are over with the chapter on human development. And after that will come in the next video, will be there with the energy sector of Bihar, and where we'll be talking about the details which are given in the economic survey about the energy sector. So stay tuned and prepare well. Thank you.